Sponsored by
RKDF University.
In a big embarrassment to the Justin Trudeau government, the allegations once made by the Canadian Security Intelligence Service against India have fallen flat after a prominent Canadian intelligence agency confirmed that there is no evidence supporting India's interference in the Canadian elections in 2021. The panel rather made explosive revelation on Wednesday, saying that they witnessed China's involvement in influencing the Canadian election in 2019 and 2021, where Justin Trudeau won.
I think what my colleagues, I'm going to try it this time. So we were briefed by the site task force at the outset of our work around capabilities of foreign actors and some of the tools that they would possibly use. When we entered into the election campaign itself, we were being briefed on activities, any intelligence or information that was coming about how those capabilities or those tools were being deployed. And I do not believe during the 2021 election that we saw evidence of Government of India using those tools in the campaign.
The Canadian Intelligence Panel rejected the claims after a formal inquiry into the acquisition of foreign meddling in Canadian polls was conducted. While confirming the report, the agency stated that it did not find any evidence showing any meddling done by India to influence the polls. While the Canadian Security Intelligence Service had identified China's meddling in the Canadian polls, it also mentioned that India had also interfered in the elections, terming it as potential threat. According to the findings presented by the investigation team, which comprised former Deputy Foreign Minister Marta Morgan and former Cabinet Secretary Janice Chariot, it was noted that there was no intervention of the Indian government. It noted that the People's Republic of China covertly and deceitfully meddled in both elections in Canada. The Commission noted that these acts of foreign interference were centered mainly on aiding individuals or groups perceived as either supportive of the Chinese government or neutral on matters important to the government. Notably, the Canadian Security Intelligence Service in a recent report had accused India alongside Pakistan that it had tried to interfere in the Canadian elections, following which a commission was then set up by the Justin Trudeau government. Nonetheless, the Indian government not only denied its involvement but also rejected the baseless allegation. External Affairs Ministry spokesperson Randhir Jaiswal stated that it is not the government of India's policy to interfere in the democratic processes of other countries. On the contrary, it is Canada that has been interfering in India's internal affairs, MEA spokesperson added.
Strongly reject all such baseless allegations of Indian interference in Canadian elections. It is not Government of India's policy to interfere in democratic processes of other countries. In fact, quite on the reverse, it is Canada which has been interfering in our internal affairs.